a sudden, I found myself in love with the world, so there was only one thing that I could do, was ding-a-ding-dang, my dang-along-ling-long.
So it's my understanding that part of this caravan from Guatemala and Honduras has made its way to the U.S.
It has.
Yeah, Tijuana.
Give me an update here. What's going on?
Tijuana people are kind of
I know, but
off.
so it didn't come in a wave, though, did it? I mean, they kind of broke apart, and it's like, I mean, you think of a caravan as like this, sort
Well,
of
they got a couple
large,
thousand people
large,
sitting there at the border. Yeah, I mean, it's
tens of thousands of people, but that's not kind of the way it's playing out. It's
well, the
playing
latest
out.
greatest. The Tijuana folks are marching on them and telling them, "Hey, you know what? Trump's right." There was actually a guy, the mayor of Tijuana, was wearing a "Make Tijuana Great Again" hat.
So what's the point of that?
They're just kind of like ticked off because they're like, why are you people here? Get out.
I know, but they're not. They don't want to stop in Tijuana. They want to make their way to the border.
Right.
So
Well, they got about 8 tiers of razor wire that they're gonna try and get across. So
on the U.S. side.
yeah. Yeah, I saw some pictures online. There's like they brought like 70 miles of razor wire up there, and they put it up on the wall. So I guess they're just going around the edge trying to jump the fence. Yeah, it's
7 separate fences.
7 layers of concertina
All right.
wire. That razor stuff.
Prison wire.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's pretty sharp.
We do throw your kid over it first.
Eh.
Test it out. He didn't make it. I'm going home. So they have to apply for asylum.
I've seen some pictures of the crowd. I'm not seeing a whole lot of like families and little kids in there. I'm seeing like a whole bunch of men.
Teenage men, boy. Yeah.
Bunch of men hanging around.
Yeah. In
In Tijuana.
So what is the message from the Tijuana government to make Tijuana great again? What's the point of that?
Get out. We don't want you here.
There's a lot of protesters that just don't
They're
want
pretty
them
mad.
there.
Mexican residents.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mexicans don't want them there. They said Trump is right was one of the quotes. Trump is right. These are a bunch of criminals.
So are they saying that they're stuck? Meaning there's nowhere to go except backwards or sideways?
I haven't heard beyond that.
I mean, if you're in Tijuana and you're stuck, I mean, you push yourself up against the wall, no pun intended, right? And you can't make yourself over the 7 layers of razor wire. You're either going to go back or head off 70 miles that way.
Right.
No, they're waiting to be processed.
At the
by Border Patrol, yeah. San Diego.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So they're just waiting.
they're waiting. So they're what? Taking a group
Walk
of
them right into a bus, walk them up to a plane, and fly them back.
Because now they're going to have to appeal for asylum.
Right.
I mean, that's really their only shot at getting in.
So there's a headline here, and it is from Fox, but it's saying that caravan at the U.S. border is consisting of 500 criminals already. So
Well,
500 out of
500
a
out
couple
of
thousand?
yeah,
That's 25%.
Is Fox News though?
yeah.
Right. So
But
I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's Fox News. I watched the elections a couple of weeks ago. You go to Fox News, you see one completely different story from what's happening on CNN, which is a completely different story. Same outcomes, of course, but
Oh, yeah.
the way they're spinning it was just. I actually said to her, I said, I'm going to switch to CNN just to get an alternative, see how they're looking at it. And of course, it was the complete inverse. And on Fox, it was, well, big day for the Republicans. On CNN, it was big day for the Democrats. I'm like, well, it's the same statistics, right?
Yeah, same numbers.
Same numbers, and they spin it so many different ways. Anyway, you're saying this. So Fox News is saying 500 are criminals.
out of 6,000.
Out of 6,000, so about 8%.
Yeah.
How do they've already processed 6,000 enough to know that they're criminals?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So the first 500 that they processed were all criminals. so we can assume. No, I'm kidding.
Well, they're actually, what I noted was
For
there was
remaining
another
5,500,
side story
yeah.
where they're actually throwing out the tire flattening devices. They're like these homemade little, like, triangular spiky things.
Yeah.
So I guess they're throwing them out to disable the Border Patrol so people can try to get around them or through the Border Patrol as they're coming across, which was kind of interesting. I guess they've used this in drug interdiction things when the Border Patrol's chasing them with a bunch of whatever they got. They'll back up to the Rio Grande
Throw some
and
spike
they'll throw
strips.
these spikes out behind them to try to get them off their tail. They'll have boats waiting in the Rio Grande. They'll ditch the cars back into the Rio Grande, and then they're going, well, we'll just recover the weed or whatever it is after the fact with the boats. So the guys get away. So if they get caught, they've already got like 3 layers of, plan B, plan C, plan D.
Maybe
how they're
this should be running our IT projects.
I'm telling you.
They got better planning than most IT companies.
If I could just get everybody on the same page,
Change control. Change control. We need to forget the spike strips. We'll come
What's the
back.
turnaround on that? That's a week. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that an emergency? Emergency change call? Yes. Yes, it is.
Has to go through executive approval. Speaking of which, wasn't the my loss of names here. Who's the big dog out in New York getting prosecuted?
In New York?
He's being prosecuted in New York. They actually shut down the bridge last week.
Oh, Governor
El Chapo.
Christie.
No, El Chapo.
Oh, no. Oh,
El Chapo,
Yeah.
which means little man in Spanish. Largest kingpin of all of Mexico.
All right.
They caught him once already years ago.
All right.
Put him in prison. He escaped from the prison.
Oh.
oh yeah, he was on the road.
Made his way to the U.S. Or no, I'm sorry, he didn't make his way to the U.S. They caught him again in Mexico, and he was extradited to the U.S.
Oh.
And he's being charged with everything in New York. And last week they had to shut down the bridge to get him over,
Oh.
to get him from the thing to the court. Because he's in a lot of trouble. They're afraid of him getting away again.
Right.
But he's in an American prison now. He got out of when he escaped. He was in a Mexican prison.
Yeah, he probably just bought his
No,
way out.
bought his way out. Right. So, I mean,
El Chapo.
isn't that's his name?
Yes.
Yeah, his real name is. I think there's a Netflix thing on him. All kinds of documentaries about that guy. He's like a billionaire.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think
In
they
fact,
actually.
I think they were trying to find his money. I'm sorry, at one point.
Oh, really? Well, I think they've actually idolized them where they're making hats. They're making like the candles, the burning religious candles, and all kinds of stuff.
That's my
He's like
understanding.
a hero.
My understanding, he still runs a show
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't doubt it.
down there. And he's got money buried everywhere. There was actually a show on like Discovery or something where they were trying to find his money.
That's
His money was buried, and they were talking to his family and trying to find his cash stashes.
Yeah, they were digging around. They
Yeah.
said there's this big field, and this big field has either money or bodies.
Yeah.
And they started tearing it up, and they were finding mostly bodies,
Yeah.
no money. Huh. Interesting.
Not the guy you want to run into.
Well, I think when they
Or
name it,
probably more his cohorts. I don't think he himself is very dangerous. But I mean, one-on-one. Put the guy in a
when they
race.
name a cleaver style after you, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, those Mexicans are, the gangs, Mexican gangs are brutal.
Oh, have you seen some of the stories? I mean, they chop up like 23 people and put them in a garbage can. You know?
Yeah, no, they'll hack it in little pieces.
They'll give you each your own garbage can. There'll be like 23 of them aligned on the side of the road, and it's like, you're just all chopped up in there.
The Russians are known for pretty brutal executions as well.
Yeah, they used to be pretty tough. I think the Mexicans are starting to corner their market, though.
Yeah, they've had some pretty nasty, because of the drug wars down in Mexico last decade.
There was actually a teacher from the East Coast that was just recently killed. Now I'm thinking about it. There was a headline. He was down there visiting, was going to go see his brother, I guess, over in one of the cities. I want to say Mexico City, but it was one of the cities. Didn't see him again.
I think I know what you're talking about. Didn't he go to southern Mexico?
Yeah, he was wandering around down there, and they found him they found him about a week later. They just found his body.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
they say he was the teacher. I'm not going to say anything about the story because maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was a operative, or they thought he was, or something.
Right.
Something.
Yep.
It's usually why they would take out regular, besides kidnappings, of Americans. I mean, how many people? 15 years ago, you could go down to Mexico and feel pretty safe. In
Oh,
the
yeah.
border towns.
Sure.
I wouldn't go now, though. I think there's warnings on the websites.
State Department.
State Department. Thank
Yeah.
you.
The interweb.
The
They're telling you
interwebs.
not to
The
even
internet.
go to Cancun.
Yeah, no, they're saying
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, be careful. That's not good for tourism, of course.
Kind of kills that.
They can't seem to stop it, though. It's been
Well,
going on for a long time.
I mean, you got probably 5 major cartels down there, I think it is, and it's split up by region, and everybody's trying to encroach on everybody else's business down there.
Oh, the drug crisis here in America is not helping. I mean, you have to have. It's supply and demand, right?
Well-
We're supplying plenty of demand. Let me put it that way.
Well, I mean, they just legalized weed in Michigan, so
They did, and that's not going to help either because I told you last time that the street vendors, they make more selling their stuff when it's legal.
all right. Well, you got to have a
'Cause now you
legal.
can- now
You
you
have
can
to
walk
have
around
a
with it.
legal path and a legal distribution chain for that, right?
Yeah,
Basic
well,
logistics.
for legal, yeah. Well, it's interesting that now they're trying to get rid of menthol cigarettes. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see
The
that.
feds are. Yeah, it'll take forever to happen, and probably I don't know if it'll ever happen. The tobacco lobby is pretty large, but they're trying to ban menthol. What state were we in?
California.
California. I don't know if it's just I think it might just be San Francisco.
I think they're trying to get rid of it on a Fed level.
Yeah,
I
no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
No, there was a story about them trying to get rid of it on the federal level.
Okay. I actually read another story about how some of the Virginia red tobacco leaves are coming up short for the harvest. So now all the pipe tobacco smokers are starting to either buy up or run out of their pipe tobacco blends at this point. So there's actually a run on some of these.
I was going to say, all it's going to do is drive up the cost, though, right?
Well, it drove up the cost, and now they're running out of it, and it's not even a cost thing. Now it doesn't exist.
So this was, what are you saying, weather-induced?
I don't know if it was weather induced or supply and demand or how that all happened. I was
At the
trying
end
to
of the day,
figure it
it's
out.
a leaf. It's tobacco, right? So
I think you could grow more, right?
under controlled conditions, but I'm sure they have that, but not to the degree controlled being greenhouse conditions, if you will, but not farming conditions. You have to have the right. I'm sure it's a complicated process to get it correct. But
Well,
then,
I think the
then
part.
you dip it all in the chemical. You dip it in the chemical vat and pull it out, and there you go, sir.
Well, I think the point was that there was some legal licensing pieces in order to be able to grow this particular piece of tobacco or type of tobacco, and then it became this whole thing where they couldn't do it anymore. So it had something to do with the regulation around it, and then the regulation choked the growth of it. And that's what blew it out.
And you saying this is pipe smoke?
Pipe tobacco,
Pipe
very
tobacco,
specific.
not
yeah.
cigar tobacco.
So they'll
but-
take different leaves of different types and mix them all together to get that right blend.
Yeah.
And pipe tobacco people are pretty, how should I say, picky, right? They're
Oh
like,
yeah,
they got a
they'll,
whole
they'll know if
thing.
you got a different version of it.
right.
Yeah.
So I think there was a blend, a brand. I think it was McClellan actually had to quit making the brand that they had.
You ever smoke a pipe?
No, my
I mean,
dad
just
was
tobacco
big into
pipe.
it back in the 70s and 80s. My dad kind of did that, but he had like 3 or 4 pipes. He was trying to quit smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, because you don't inhale. For those who don't
Yeah,
know.
I know. It was kind of classy in a way, but
Yeah.
all those hipsters are going to be bummed out, man.
Yeah. I've smoked pipes a few times, but I don't know.
Well, now you can just fill up your pipe with the other stuff.
Too much work. Yeah, I can't.
Oh, man. What are you smoking there, man?
Yeah,
Mackie tobacco.
That's a Maui Wowie.
I can't do the Mackie Wacky Tobacco. I can't.
Maui Wowie and Labrador.
It's no good for me.
Labrador, man.
I never.
Yeah, man. My dog ate my stash.
I never inhaled.
I had to follow him around for a week with a baggie. I'm smoking dog shit, man.
I don't know. Wacky tobacco. I haven't. I'll admit I did inhale. Didn't do anything though. That's just not a story. That's not a Bill Clinton story. It didn't do anything. I think I got oregano.
Probably.
I was like 18 years old, 17. So what? It didn't do anything. I tried a second time because I was like, all right, that didn't do anything. The second one didn't do anything either. I gave up.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's just, you do stuff when
Just
you're
kills your brain
experimenting
cells.
or whatever. And
You wouldn't be the businessman you are today if you kept smoking that
okay,
stuff.
but Baskin Robbins whippets are goddamn so many brain cells I killed.
You can hear them popping when you do that.
Like bubble wrap. There goes your brain. That stuff's pretty harsh.
I can't hear you guys, man.
Yeah, what's that noise in my ears? Whoa.
It's ringing.
No, I don't do that. Have
No.
you ever smoked a pipe?
A pipe? No.
Cigar?
No.
Never
No.
puffed on a cigar?
Maybe once, but nothing that I can remember.
Cigarette?
Yeah, but
Benson and Hedges? Marlboro?
I don't know.
Virginia Slim.
Virginia? What's that really, really skinny? Oh, Capri's.
Capri's.
Super skinny
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Girly cigarettes.
That's my brand. No, I'm not a smoker, so no.
I should have known. When I was a little kid, I had those Lucky Strike candy smokes.
Oh yeah, they don't
They-
make those. Oh, they do.
They do make
They do
them.
make them.
You find them in
still.
a dollar store.
Yeah.
They still make them. You're just not going to find them at Walmart. You know.
Just got to go to the local corner store.
What corner store is there anymore? Citgo, Marathon. What are the other ones? ExxonMobil. Who else?
Save on.
Save On.